This week we are going to cover the trigonometry part of the ACT. So let's generally see how the problems are. So generally, most problems on the ACT mathematics are pretty basic. So let's just talk about the problems. So that let's solve it. We can solve it. So let's start. So one of the common problem is that they will give you an angle, which is something like this, and they will give you a length, which is something like this, this, or this. An example of problem is like this, where you need to identify the other sides. So for example, let's say given this problem, we are required to find this side. How will we do? This time, a concept of trigonometry is used. So there are three types of trigonometry. We call them sine, cos, and tangent. And then the graph is like of trigonometry is like this. So this is the graph. It has a right angle. Remember, a right angle must be presented, and we call it target angle. This angle A is the angle problem presented. So, depending on the location of it, the line that is near the A, like it is adjacent to A, which is this one, is called adjacent. This one is called opposite, and this one is called hypotenuse. So, if the line is right beside the A, then this one is adjacent, and this one we definitely know is hypotenuse, and the one that is not closely linked to the A is called opposite. So generally, the formula for the three sinusoidal graph are sine is equals to opposite divided by adjacent. No. Tangent is equals to this divided by adjacent. Sine is equals to opposite divided by hypotenuse. Cos is equal to adjacent divided by hypotenuse. So generally, you need to understand this first because this is a very important concept. After that, what you need to do is, I'm going to give you some problems as an example because it seems pretty confusing, right? So let's have this graph. It's 220, right? Then it's 500. Remember, in this case, they will usually like, instead of asking you the exact number, they will usually ask you the equation of the line. Like, what equation will you draw to get the final answer? Because mental calculation of sinusoidal graph is pretty difficult. And remember that the calculator is not allowed in ACT exams. So therefore, let's say using this problem as example, we are required to find the equation of x. So we can draw a graph. Look, you see 20 is at here, so it's A. And then this is opposite. This is adjacent, and this is hypotenuse. So as we find out, the two lines that we need to calculate is this and this. Opposite divided by adjacent. So it's equal. So we use sine. Sine 20 is equals to O divided by H. We know that O is equals to 500. So it's sine 20 is equals to 500 divided by H. And then H is 5 divided by sine 20. So we are done. So this is how you generally do the sine problem. You still seem confusing? Okay, let's give you another example. So this time we use 33 degrees, and then we are going to give a random two numbers. Given this is, and you are required to find x. So again, we find out this is A. So this, the location of him is A. Looking at those two lines, you can find that this line is absolutely close to A. So it is adjacent. And this line is opposite. This one, definitely hypotenuse. Okay. So after you have determined that, it's like you find out that this opposite and adjacent are used. So it's O divided by A, which you use tangent. And then therefore the answer is going to be 100 divided by tangent 33. Complete. Okay, so generally then there are some additional notes. Tangent 90 is no solution, it's infinite. Tangent 0 is equals to 0. Sine 0 is equals to 0. Cos 0 per degree is equals to 1. Cos 90 is equals to 0. Sine 90 is equals to 1. So those are some of the important ones that you might need to memorize for the test. Okay, so here we come to the end of our lesson, and I hope you have learned a lot. See you next week. Bye!